Chapter 7. Pretend that it's just a game. It is. In the state of flow, the self that is concerned with achieving a state of flow disappears. I used to play better tennis when I practiced than in real matches, and I used to play better in real matches without an audience than in matches with an audience. I played the very best when I was practicing against a wall and no other people were present. I'd smash the ball against the concrete in full force with no care how it looked, and it would look amazing. Then, on match day, I'd become excessively careful, jittery, and even make errors I normally didn't make. The English word self-conscious is defined in the dictionary as follows: feeling undue awareness of oneself, one's appearance, or one's actions. Synonyms listed are embarrassed, uncomfortable, ill at ease, nervous, unnatural, tense, and shy. It impresses me that the solution to self-consciousness is contained in the word itself. To feel at ease, you need to extrovert attention away from self. Become interested in your surroundings and other people. Preoccupation with self puts you out of flow. The reason I played the best tennis when nobody else was present is because it removed the monitor. The inner monitor, or mind, is more likely to appear in social situations when others are present. But this conscious self-monitoring is not helpful when it comes to subconscious action, which is what flow is. Conscious monitoring is only useful in the exceptional case that you wish to reprogram your subconscious. Outside of those times, you don't need the monitor. When we were warming up for tennis, I could still hit some fantastic balls with no care in the world. I would just whack at them subconsciously, just let my body do whatever it did. But once the game started, I'd become too conscious, too timid, and the state of flow disappeared. This is why, for some time, I took on the habit of playing against the wall right before important matches. If I did that, I was sometimes able to transfer the free state into the warm-up phase and then to the match phase. But why did I need a warm-up against the wall? Was I not a coach of success and higher consciousness? Shouldn't I be able to guide my inner state? I aimed to require less and less practice to be in relaxed awareness. On my worst days, I would even jitter and fumble while playing against the wall. If that happened, I knew I was completely out of sync. Yes, tennis was my measure and gauge as to how flowy my life is in general. My first step in learning to overcome self-conscious uptightness in tennis was this. During the game, I would simply remember times I practiced alone, or pretend I was still just warming up. Even if it was the most crucial part of the game or a tiebreaker, I reassured myself that we were still just warming up. This little trick has allowed me to win many matches. Yesterday, I was in a tiebreak to either win or lose a match. When a game gets this close, people usually succumb to one of these two things. Some can't stand the tension, so they quit caring. That might improve their game, but it can also slip into underfocus. Or they overfocus, but that will lead to awkward moves and hits. In tie breaks, you'll observe people suddenly playing uber careful. I've seen this happen many times when the stakes are high. A woman is scared that her daughter will hurt herself at the playground, so her attention narrows at the expense of everything else. Such people can sometimes be annoying for the reason that their narrow emergency mode focus is not actually helping their situational awareness, but limiting it. In tennis, therefore, I pretend the stakes are not high. Then I play freely while others are still in a state of trying not to make mistakes. Who do you think is going to win that tiebreak? I win it easily from that point forward. I just need to remember to apply the technique. And I don't always, which is why I'm writing this book, because it increases my chances of remembering. If you pretend that it's just a game, it will help you get back into flow. Wait a minute. It is just a game. How could I have forgotten? I recall playing a Sunday soccer match. My team was losing and my monkey mind was taking the loss too seriously. So I pretended we were just practicing to get better, which is, from a higher level viewpoint, actually true. I relaxed at once, and my game improved. The context had changed. Instead of, I need to win, it was now, I like to improve my game. My focus had shifted to the task at hand, to get a little better with each move, on or off the ball. In the end, we didn't win that particular match, but my own game improved significantly. Real winning is when you have managed to improve your game, regardless of whether you actually won the game. What's the use of winning if you learned nothing new? And what use is losing if you learned nothing new? Rather than winning or losing, it's all about attending to your play and making it better. If you're in a business where you seek to gain customers, then know that it's not about which particular customer you gain or lose, but about improving your communication, your product, your service. If you keep improving, you will overall gain more customers long term, so you don't stop keeping track of the ones you gain or lose on a short-term basis. Are you nervous about an exam? That's because you've defined that exam as too important or central to everything you are. What if the exam is only a practice round and failing it is no big deal? Are you so excited about a job interview that you are no longer behaving naturally? In that case, see if you can think of a few reasons why the company you are applying for might not be that amazing. What might actually turn you off? Such mental downgrading of a thing balances out your perspective. Everything has an upside and downside, and by seeing only the upside, you not only become blind to reality, but also make a thing so important that it could make you lose your calm. And what questions do you have for the job interviewer? That's right, questions are not a one-way street. Nervous job applicants tend to forget that. When your focus is closed, there is a lot you forget. The same with that date that you're seeing later. He or she is not the center of the universe, so there's no need to worship a mere mortal. If you are too excited, find a few negative aspects or downsides of the person. Do they have bad breath? An awkward gait? And if you're not excited enough, think of a few upsides of the person. It's all about finding the sweet spot that marks the beginning of flow.